No, Cupid, you're not a crazy conspiracy theorist. The CIA really has been spying on us. Democrat Senators Ron Wyden and Martin Heinrich are calling for oversight and transparency after exposing the agency's bulk collection of Americans' private data. Wait a second, I thought they weren't supposed to do that. They say they can't reveal details about what the CIA has collected because that information is classified. It's a secret. Meanwhile, the CIA says it's all super legit for national security purposes, but after what we've learned about the Obama administration spying on his political opponents, does anyone really believe that? Joining me now to discuss, former CIA officer and chairman and CEO of Portman Square Group. Get yours in time for the Ides of February. All right, Baker. Hey, man, opacity breeds corruption, and we don't know enough about the CIA. They have been working in concert with the NSA, hoovering up data on foreign individuals, foreign targets, yet every once in a while, Americans get caught up in that vast net. What's going on?
Yeah, well, it appears the CIA is having relationship issues, right, with U.S. persons. I know. I was trying to figure out what can I say about Valentine's Day other than to wish my absolutely most wonderful partner in life, Mrs. Baker, a happy Valentine's Day. In lieu of any Valentine's Day gifts, I guess. But here's the thing. Yeah. There's something called the Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board, and this was set up after it became clear in the wake of 9/11 that oftentimes you could throw out such a big net that you sweep up potential targets that really shouldn't be potential targets, right? And then you have all sorts of issues related to collection of information on people who you shouldn't be looking at for any reason. So they did a study. They did a couple of reports about a year ago looking at issues related to the agency's collection when they're collecting on foreign targets. If I have a target that's overseas, a legitimate terrorist target, and I start gathering up data, that includes communications information, location information, whatever it may be, financial details, there's that chance that in that collection of all that information, because of the way information flows nowadays and because of how much is out there, that I may sweep up a U.S. person or two in that. And now I've got to figure out, are they illegitimate persons of interest? Are they for no reason being caught up in this and you have to set them aside? And so that's where this oversight board came in and said, well, how do you do that? You know, what are your systems internally doing to alert your analysts that you may have a U.S. person?
Methods, we can't tell you how we do things because they have to be secret in order to protect everybody, which is a bunch of nonsense because you have millions of Americans. We don't know how many. We don't know how deep the information goes. We know that if you are talking about someone who is the target, if you're just talking about the target, then you can be swept up in the process. And then if you're Susan Rice, you can go ahead and unmask people and ruin their lives.
Well, and that's true. And look, a couple of things can be true at the same time, right? You need checks and balances, and you need transparency to the degree that you can without jeopardizing sources, methods, lives, and existing operations. And the other part of that can also be true is you do have operations and you do have sources and methods that need to be protected. So those things can coexist. But you're absolutely right. You do need these checks and balances. And I think what we're seeing now is not dissimilar from almost a decade ago, when I think people recall perhaps that Edward Snowden leaked a vast amount of information about what the NSA was doing at the time. Also not dissimilar, sweeping up a lot of information, and inside that maybe U.S. persons. So, yes, we need to have these conversations on a regular basis. I would, however, say, and I'm sure people will say, well, of course this is what he's going to say, because how objective can he be, given his background? But I will say that what we've got here is likely nowhere near as nefarious as it sounds in sort of the headlines that have been thrown out. And I believe that Senator Wyden and Heinrich probably know that. They sit on the Senate Intel Committee. They get briefed constantly about what's happening. So there is always a little game that goes on about how, oh, maybe I'm coming up for re-election. Maybe I got to appear indignant. Maybe I got to get myself out there again. I'm not saying that's what Senator Wyden's done here. But again, this conversation is important. It's just, I would caution that maybe it's not as dramatic or nefarious as it seems. That doesn't, again, dismiss the fact we should be talking about it, because it is important to have that transparency to the degree you can.
But it also, like, we have to reform some of these systems, because, you know, this is essentially bleed over from the first topic where we were talking about the spy apparatus and the establishment in this country spying on people they just simply didn't like for political gain and also to regain power. And it can still happen. It is still happening. It's not okay if it's the NSA or the CIA. I obviously would like more transparency. But Mike, as a private citizen, I have no choice. I have to trust you.
well, again, I think also, look, we have to realize the way that the world exists now. The information, I mean, look, Americans happily and unwittingly, unknowingly, oftentimes on a daily basis, hand over vast amounts of information to tech companies just when they're exactly right. So look, you know,
but
again,
that doesn't mean,
that doesn't justify.
I give you that, but just because I have a TikTok
Yeah.
account doesn't mean that the CIA can spy on me and give Susan Rice my booty pics. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your.
You've got booty pics?
Well, the night is young.
That makes two of us.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, dear. Have a good Valentine's Day.
Sure.
With your lovely. Thank you.